He could not see the world, but the world feared him. No eyes, no vision, no advantage. Yet, no man wanted to face him. They called him weak until they met him. This is the story of the blind swordsman who saw more than anyone else. He was not born into strength. He was born into silence. Blindness came early, before he understood fear, before he understood the world. Darkness became his first teacher. Silence became his first language. While other children learned faces, he learned footsteps. While they learned colors, he learned sound. While they learned fear, he learned control. The world did not see him as a boy. It saw him as a burden, weak, useless, broken. People did not speak to him. They spoke about him. Some mocked him, some pitied him, some feared him. No one believed he could survive, and no one believed he could become dangerous. He learned that vision was not sight, and silence was not weakness. While others depended on their eyes, he depended on awareness. He learned the language of footsteps, the weight of presence, the sound of breath, the rhythm of movement. The world spoke to him, and he listened. The first test did not come as training. It came as danger, real danger. No teacher, no warning, no preparation, only instinct, only silence, only control. They thought he was an easy target. They were wrong. Fear does not travel fast. It travels deep. Stories began to move before he did. Whispers, rumors, fragments of truth mixed with fear. A blind man, a silent man, a man who strikes without sight. People did not know his name, but they knew his presence, and they feared his path. He did not carry a name. Names create limits. Labels create cages. He moved without identity, without history, without explanation. People could not define him, so they feared him, because what cannot be named cannot be controlled. Silence became his discipline. Routine became his weapon. While others trained their bodies, he trained his mind. While others chased strength, he built control. His days were simple. His habits were strict. His life was quiet, and his power was growing. He did not seek conflict. He avoided it, not out of fear, but out of control. Power was not his desire. Dominance was not his goal. He walked away from fights. He ignored insults. He chose silence over reaction, because real strength does not need to prove itself. They realized fear was not enough, so they tried pressure. They tried humiliation. They tried traps. They tried control, not to kill him, but to break him, to make him react, to make him fall, to make him lose himself. Because a calm man is dangerous, but a broken man is easy. Silence grew heavier, not peaceful silence, waiting silence, the kind that comes before collapse. The world around him felt tense. Breathing felt slower. Time felt thicker. Nothing moved. Nothing happened. And that was the danger, because calm before the storm is never calm. It is preparation. The night did not come quietly. It came heavy. The air felt different. The silence felt alive. The darkness felt aware. This was not another test. This was judgment, not from men, but from fate. Because some nights do not change events. They change men. In that moment, he understood something. Not every battle is fought with steel. Not every enemy stands in front of you. Some battles live inside. Some enemies wear your face. This was not a choice to fight. It was a choice to become, to remain calm, or to become like them. And he chose himself. He did not disappear. He returned, not as a child, not as a victim, not as a shadow, but as a man who knew himself. The world was the same. The people were the same. The cruelty was the same. But he was not. He did not command. He did not teach. He did not ask for loyalty. Yet people began to follow him, not because of fear, not because of power, but because of presence, because calm attracts, because control inspires, because silence leads. Some men speak, others change the air around them. Not everyone admired him. Not everyone respected him. Some envied him. Some hated him. Some feared losing control, because influence threatens those who rule by force, and calm threatens those who live in chaos. Being different has a price. Being calm has a cost. Being unbreakable creates enemies. Fear is chaos. But hatred needs a leader. Rumors become movements. Whispers become plans. Plans become enemies. And every enemy needs a face, not a shadow, not a rumor, not a crowd. A man, someone who watches, someone who waits, someone who studies, someone who does not fear him, but wants to own him. Power does not always arrive as violence. Sometimes it arrives as kindness, as opportunity, as protection, as offers. They did not try to fight him. They tried to buy him, to place him inside their system, inside their order, inside their control. Because a free man is dangerous, but a controlled man is useful. Refusal has a price. Freedom has consequences. Those who offer control do not forgive rejection. They do not attack openly. They isolate, they pressure, they suffocate slowly. Because breaking a man quietly is more effective than killing him loudly. Pressure changes men. Some break, some bend, some become something else. The silence became heavier, the isolation deeper, the weight unbearable, not because of pain, but because of endurance. Because even the strongest mind feels the edge, and this was his edge. Something changed that night. Not his body, not his skills, his center. The place where fear lives, the place where doubt grows, the place where men collapse. It went silent. He did not harden. He did not turn cruel. He became still, and stillness became his armor. His calm did not stay inside him. It moved, it spread, not through words, not through teaching, not through commands, through presence. People felt different around him. Breathing slowed, voices softened, anger faded, because some men do not change minds. They change nervous systems. Silence does not end conflict, it reveals it. Power does not disappear, it reorganizes. The enemy did not leave. He watched, he waited, he learned. Because patience is not wisdom when it serves domination. Power always looks for leverage, and nothing is easier to control than the innocent. They did not target him. They targeted the people around him, homes, children, elders, the defenseless. Because forcing a warrior to choose is the cruelest weapon. And the village became the message. He did not arrive with rage. He did not arrive with hatred. He arrived with purpose, not to destroy, but to protect, not to dominate, but to stop chaos. His war was not loud. It was precise, controlled, silent. Control collapses quietly, not with explosions. not with chaos, but with loss of belief. Fear changes sides, loyalty dissolves, power becomes empty. The system did not fall, it hollowed, because control without legitimacy is only noise. They finally stood face to face. No army, no crowd, no noise, just two men. One who lived by control, one who lived by calm. No insults, no threats, no weapons raised. Because this was not a battle of bodies, it was a battle of centers, and only one of them was still. When the conflict ended, there was no celebration, no victory cries, no triumph, no revenge, only quiet. The kind of quiet that comes after something heavy is released. The world felt lighter, not because evil disappeared, but because fear lost its throne. He did not stay. He did not rule. He did not build statues of himself. He left, and stories stayed. Whispers, memories, lessons, not of his strength, but of his calm, not of his battles, but of his presence. Because legends are not made by noise, they are made by impact. This was never a story about a swordsman. It was a story about a state of mind, a state of being, a state of power. The quiet warrior is not a man. It is a choice. To be calm in chaos, to be still in pressure, to be silent in a loud world, to be dangerous without hatred, because the most powerful men in history were not the loudest. They were the calmest, and the calmest men changed everything.